everybody. This is G, and I'm with Ralph.
Hey, folks.
And we are part of the command crew for the SITREP podcast, your modern military wargaming podcast and everything related to modern wargaming. And it's 2019, and here we are getting ready to open up a new year with a lot of new exciting projects and news and reviews and anything else that we can come across that's related to modern military gaming. So how was your holiday, Ralph?
It was all right. It was quiet, which is what you want. But then I'm went back to work last week, and students, because I work at a university, they come back this week. But I lost a filling over the weekend, so I'm suffering a little bit with, shall we say, some jaw pain.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to have to arrange a dental appointment for quite soon.
You know, there's a cure for that. A lot of whiskey.
Yeah. Or soluble paracetamol codeine tablets, which is what I've been using.
Yeah. Yeah, add a little whiskey and you'll be just fine.
And that's been fine.
All right, well, we've got a lot on the table for 2019. Let's start out with a little bit of news. For those of you who follow Spectre Miniatures, they've had a couple sets release, and they got some big news about their rule set. So,
yeah, they dropped two new sets, which were the PLA, or the People's Liberation Army, isn't it?
Yes.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or the People's, yep. So it's two sets of Chinese operators, which them has got a crossbow.
Yeah.
When you look at the miniature.
Yeah. So there's two sets. One is the assault set, and then another one's like a jungle operation set. And yeah, as you pointed out, one of them actually has a crossbow. So I'm assuming that's for some stealth attacks. You know, when you want to take out the bad guy or good guy, depending on which side of the fence you look from, you know, to eliminate some guards with as little noise as possible.
Yeah, which side of that parallel border you're on it? At a certain peninsula.
Why can't we all just get along? You know, if we all just got along, we wouldn't have war games.
Well, there is that. But then we'd be out of a job.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Or out of a hobby anyway.
So the new sets look really good. They're on their Facebook page as well as their website. And, you know, if you're looking for a little bit of a different dynamic when it comes to some of your collection and options that you can game with, those are definitely two you should check out. They look really good.
They do, actually. And Stephen's done another good job of the sculpts. I think, you know, that's one of the things that seems to, you know, win a lot of people over. And, you know, the group grows from strength to strength on Facebook is the quality of the sculpts and also the quality of the rule set as well, to be honest.
Exactly.
You know, for what it does.
So, speaking of rule sets, they have hinted at a second edition coming out sometime soon, right? I believe.
It's sometime this year. I'm assuming it'll be sometime in the first quarter of this year, because it was it Christmas Eve they made the announcement?
Right around that time, yeah.
They posted up going, this is an early Christmas present, or this is a Christmas present for everybody, and then they put the post up on the Facebook page of what is coming rules, and I'm making the assumption that it'll be sometime in the first quarter, because it may fall towards Salute.
Yeah.
So I'm possibly it says the first quarter on the website, so I'm guessing probably no later than April.
So maybe we might see advanced copies at Adepticon, because they're actually going to be there this year. Yeah,
you might be able to twist their arms and see if you can get a hold of one.
Oh, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to be interested to see how they're cleaning up the rules.
Yeah, because I've got the post in front of us, so you know it's in all aspects of the game we love. There's a few updates in response to feedback from the community. So they've improved the rule book flow for beginners with reference and easy references, which is really good. They've updated discipline, which is how you basically for casualties and things like that. Updated the combat system, which is really good, especially now with them bringing in that BPMP, whatever, the infantry fighting vehicle.
Yeah.
Lost the ability to talk. Into the is as one of them. Their miniatures, so I'm guessing they're tightening up the rules on that, and maybe include helicopters.
What?
Don't know.
Ooh.
Don't know. Might be nice if they did. I know there's a guy on the community website did a set of helicopter rules for Spectre, so you could actually have them as vehicles, from firing platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
Which seem to work when you look at them, when you look through them and read them with the rules and stuff, and yeah, it seems to work fine. There are for warfare drones. So the drone that came out, the Puma, and the other ones, so they'll have rules for them, which is really good. Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive events. Dirty bombs, chemical weapons.
Aren't they going to have off-table asset rules too? I thought I read somewhere.
They have them. They have them in the current rule set.
Okay.
They've got off-table assets.
There was something about tweaking them or something.
They're just adding some new ones.
Yeah, and then
and non-kinetic ones.
And then I think they're going to incorporate their errata into the second edition as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
The interesting one is the very bottom bit in the post, which is a campaign system.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
a campaign system to allow players to create scenario situations and their own task force to develop their forces as the story unfolds.
Yeah. So
That's
that might be another project for 2019. A campaign system from Spectre, huh?
Yes, yes, along with everything else. But yes, that'll be an interesting one. But I mean, if we look at it, imagine doing something similar to what On Tabletop did with their campaign system for Infinity, but use Spectre.
Oh, that's an idea. That's a great idea. So what have you been doing over your vacation?
Involved with. Well, I've painted up, and I still need to finish it. The Humvee. I just need to do some finishing touches to that Special Operations Humvee.
It's looking really good.
I did do in green, actually.
Yeah.
The green works really well on the Humvee with the desert khaki stripes to break it up to make a little bit camo on it. Works really well on that. I haven't looked at me little birds. I meant to, but of course eating and consuming all that Christmas cheer was a little bit, eating the time. But what I did do was do that. I just need to get some additional rubber colour wheels, because I primed them black, but plain black just doesn't look right on them. So I need to finish off the wheels, add possibly some dirt effects on where the paint's chipped slightly. So because I painted them and then started painting over the top of them, and what I should have done was paint it and then put the base colour on, and then go over with my varnish first to protect it. But I did that after I did it together, so it got a little bit of chip. It looks all right.
Yeah.
Go over it with some dirt, make them dirty it up a bit, and it'll look fine. I finished off the 4 operators as well that I did, so there's a Spec Ops team to go with it.
Nice.
It's actually 4 operators and a canine.
Oh,
you've got to have the dog.
You do.
You've got to have you've got to have your Spec Ops dog that costs just as much to train as it does a Special Forces operator. So you've got to have the dog in there.
Oh yeah.
So that was it, and messing around with some graphics.
Nice.
Which we talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in a second. What I was going to say is, if you're looking for really good, realistic rubberized tires for your models, miniatures, MIG Paints makes a flat tire black. It looks just like black rubber, and they make excellent weathering paints as well. I don't know if you've ever used any of their stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at getting the Vallejo, some Model Air Vallejo, and they do a set for I'll have a look because I've got it on my Amazon list. They do some sets for Vallejo for Model Air, and one of the sets they do is called they've got the US Desert Color
Yeah.
colours, Model A, all the colours to paint your vehicles up in desert. They do a wheels and tracks set as well for it. But they also do, which is the one I was looking at as well, which is the MERDC sets of colours.
Oh, the Murdoch, yeah. Yeah, those.
Murdoch. They do Murdoch in green, and they do Murdoch in desert as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And that's so then they're all Model A, so they both can be done from the brush, but also from the airbrush.
Nice.
And they do an IDF set as well, which I noticed. Israeli Defense Force.
So,
People are picking up the those if people are picking up the 20mm Battlefront minis. The IDF, the Vallejo do a set of colours already in a set for the Israeli Defense Force.
Oh, really? That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, talking about some
it.
other things we're working on, you've been really, really busy lately with your graphics and coming up with new ideas, and we've been testing some things.
Yep.
So anybody who's listening to this and sees it on YouTube or anything, the new graphic for the page is up, and it looks class. I mean, it looks really good. It takes the graphic to the next level. I don't know where you come up with these ideas. You must be a professional or something.
No. Well, I do video editing as part of my job, but it's just thinking about how we want to, shall we say, change, because it was good getting the graphics and getting them up for last year when we first started.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice, I think, to start fresh in the new year. Not that it's going to happen every year, and God, I hope not. But I just thought we needed to sort of tidy it up and make it look more uniformed across the different platforms that we sort of engage with, especially now with us having a Twitter account.
Yeah.
So we're on Twitter. So anything that we post on our Facebook page, there'll be a link on Twitter to it. We also have updated the podcast one. We are also waiting for confirmation from Apple. So for people listening to this and people on iTunes, you will eventually, hopefully, when we hear back from Apple, and you check the email, to be on the Apple podcast platform. I need to double check for Google, but I think with Podbean being there, I think you can get them through Google anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to check Google. And we've got our Twitch channel all set up ready.
Yeah, that's exciting. There's so many projects that Ralph and I have been kicking around. As you guys may notice, Jim and Chris aren't with us on today's episode. And that's because Jim is out there commanding legions of military in space. He's doing Space Command today for his game he actually designed called Dark Star. So he's doing what would you call it, a teleconference, web conference gaming. So they're playing it via web conferencing. I popped in yesterday.
It's web conferencing.
Yeah, I popped in yesterday to watch him and another member of the Beast of War / on Tabletop community, Rasmus, and they were playing Valor and Victory, kind of like a squad leader offshoot. It looked really cool. Fortunately, I could only stay for a couple of minutes because we had so much going on yesterday. But which leads me to something about Twitch. We're going to talk to Jim more, and we're going to try and twist his arm and see if we can have him do some of these streaming via Twitch so people can watch, comment. He's done a really amazing job. I guess it's all done through Excel. Is it really done through Excel, is my understanding? And then the web conferencing. So we'll get Jim on to talk about it more. Is it Excel, Ralph, that he uses? I thought he said that.
I think it's Excel. I think he uses Excel. I know he uses Excel for the character sheets. I know that's definitely uses the Excel for the character sheet stuff. And I think the map might be on an Excel platform as well. But with that type of thing as well as that, I don't know if it's a shared desktop because I don't know how the software they're using.
I think it was a shared desktop because he had to give permission to Rasmus to manipulate. So that is
which you can do. There's lots of different platforms. We've discussed the tabletop simulator because that piece of software does board games as well as tabletop miniature games and things. They've got 2 community-built modules for Skirmish Sanguine and for Spectre.
Yeah.
Which is, an interesting, which allows, as long as the other person's got Tabletop Simulator on and you create a room and you create the area to play in, people can join in and, technically play war games virtually with 3D models. It does look interesting, so that's something we may discuss from point of view of recording it and putting it up.
Have you tried it at all?
To do that plans as well. I installed it and I've had a play with it. I haven't tried it with other people yet, but I have got the software and I have installed it. It's really nice. It's really simple to use. It really is. You just run it up and you select the game that you want to play. You can create a room or you can browse other people's rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like going into, look and see who else is connected through peer. I think it's a peer-to-peer. So it'll be,
yeah,
I've got a game going, you log in, find the game, and you join in, things like that.
Yeah, I've downloaded it, Tabletop Simulator, and I think I downloaded the Spectre and the Skirmish. I have to go back and look. I kind of browsed over it quickly. It's basically literally just a simulated tabletop. It doesn't actually have the game per se. You have to still have the rules, and you still have to have, a lot of the things. So it's not like you're playing Spectre on a computer. You're just playing it on a virtual tabletop. So I think people need to understand that if they look at it. Some people might think, oh, I can play Spectre on the computer. No, you're actually just using a virtual tabletop, and then you're doing everything manually still. I mean, even measurement, movement, and stuff. So we'll have to give it a shot and see if we can get it to a point where we can actually make it look like we know what we're doing, and maybe we can put those up on the Twitch channel as well.
Make it till you make it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, for Twitch, I've not really used Twitch before. I've kind of casually glanced here and there. There's a couple of people I follow on YouTube that have Twitch channels that I watch occasionally. So I'm assuming you have more experience in Twitch than I do. What are you thinking the possibilities for our podcast as far as Twitch?
As for Twitch, what I'm looking to use Twitch for will be to run the Ghost Ops RPG that I was browbeaten into by Jim. The reason being is I can set everything up on Roll20, which will be the virtual system that we use for role-playing games.
Okay.
It's the one that Adam Colville, who does a lot of role-playing on YouTube, one of the YouTubers, he's part of the role-player crew. They use heavily because, with the YouTubers being dispersed across America or the world, they need a space where you can all get together. You get access to a virtual character sheet. You get access to digital dice as well.
Yeah.
So, if anybody's interested, go and have a look at Roll20. Anybody can create an account. It's free. It's free to create an account. There are paid tiers where you get access to other things for different tiers. But a free account allows you access to basically create a character sheet and create a campaign. When I mean create character sheets, it has a selection of games. So you go to say create a campaign for, I did it for Star Wars. So I created my Star Wars campaign that I've had run, and then browsed the character sheets for the games, and then found the version of Star Wars that I was playing, which was the old West End Games one, selected it, and somebody else in the community created a character sheet and everything. So the character sheet was there. So I use it for my Dungeons and Dragons games that I'm actually a player of. So that's how we all got together to play D&D, because we're dispersed across the UK. We don't, we're not, a lot of us aren't in the same physical space. So it's just an easy way of playing virtually.
Right.
Instead of having to figure out, it's Sunday, 2:00, we're all going to meet at somebody's house. We can just say, right, on Thursday evenings, we've got set times. So we play on a Thursday. So Thursdays we get together and play D&D. So from point of view streaming, we'll be able to stream that using Twitch, the Ghost Ops, and then because Twitch then creates what's called a VOD, we can then save that off and then upload it to YouTube later on.
Nice. So I know I've been thinking about this since you set up the Twitch account, and I think part of what we're going to, like, I'll be at Adepticon this year. We might do a little live streaming from Adepticon because I know the guys from Spectre are going to be there. Alex from Full Battle Rattle is going to be there as well, if I remember correctly. So we might do a live stream show from Adepticon and get some of these guys on talking about some their stuff that they have and what is going on with their companies. And I know Kirk might be there. He usually is from Miniature Building Authority.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get him on live streaming with us as well. So we might be Twitch live streaming from Adepticon.
Twitch live stream from Adepticon, yeah. Well, why not? If we've got the functionality there, and if the cameras are there and stuff, it is just logging into the Twitch stream and either having a webcam there or having some software like Streamo. You use OBS occasionally?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. So just having OBS active, brand it how we want, and then that can just be streamed into the Twitch channel. Because OBS, all you would need would be the key that's in the Twitch information. So to connect that Twitch to that version of OBS or that stream to the Twitch, and then just when you press record, it starts streaming it straight through to the Twitch stream.
Yeah, most definitely. So I mean, exciting things there. And then I don't know if anybody's watched it. I don't know if you have peeked at it. I did a test live stream on Facebook a couple days ago. I was looking at one of the Swiftwater crew members from the SOCR boat from Special Artisan Service Miniatures, just as a test, and it went pretty well. I'm not exactly happy with the camera quality. I couldn't get it zoomed in enough without losing detail, but I was using just a standard webcam, Logitech webcam, so I'll have to transition over to an actual camera, and that'll look much better. But those are some of the things we're talking about doing, and then we had a couple other projects we've talked about that you've created graphics for.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about it?
Yeah, I created two. One of them was what we called was CQB. With the idea was the title we came up with was CQB, which was Close Quarters Battles. And we're thinking it's either going to be battle reports or actual playthroughs of games. So, say for example, we get Jim doing his Arab Israeli stuff. We might be able to capture that and then put that up into the Close Quarter Battles moniker. So, that would be one thing. And the other thing that Chris mentioned was about doing some unboxings and some reviews. So we've created another graphic called Breach and Clear.
Yeah.
And that will be what falls under that banner, which would be, unboxings, reviews, things like that. Because I know Chris and myself have got copies of Ultra Combat Normandy. So it might be something that we do under the Breach and Clear thing would be a talk through of the Ultra Combat Normandy rule set that Colin has put out.
Yeah, I got a copy as well, and it's definitely something we have to look at and go from there. And we're talking about
the rule set. Yeah. Sorry, because that's the rule set that he's using for his Kickstarter.
So it'll be a project we'll look at. I'm excited to do some live streaming of some gameplay of different options. Hopefully we can get some people on board on that. We're looking at guests for the new year. We've been talking to Matt and Steven, saying, hey, you guys, anytime you want to come on. I think Matt reached out to you, or you talked to Matt just the other day about coming on.
I did have a quick conversation with Matt, but I think Matt might have his hands full at the moment with being a new dad. So,
yeah,
it's he'll be juggling that. But yeah, the Spectre guys, I think, are the two that we really want to get on, I think, isn't it? Because they seem to, Spectre Operations and Spectre Miniatures seem to have blown the doors off, I think, over the past 2 years with what they've come up with.
Oh,
I'm just sorry, I'm just sorry I didn't back the Kickstarter. I wish I'd known about it.
Yeah, me too.
Because those minis now you can't get.
Yeah, I think that's my only
speaking
criticism of their stuff is that, it seems to cycle through. Some of it, they produce for a while and then they move on to something different.
They revamped all their minis. I know when the actual rule book came out, when the first edition rules actually came out, they revamped all of their miniature line. Which you can understand, because the original miniature line, you had things like I think it just said SAS and things like that. Yeah. So they tried to, I think, just looking from outside in. We don't know the exact reasoning and things. It looks like they revamped their entire line to fall in, which is great. People now are scrambling on eBay to get their stuff through, but for the old stuff. But speaking of Spectre, I noticed something someone had done, and I can't remember who it was, but he painted up some of the agent miniatures that they have.
Uh-huh.
So the guy with Chris Vec with the woolly hat and the Chris Vector and things like that, Bobbins, painted them up as Division agents.
Oh, nice.
From the Division, including he's got a front and a back shot. The back shot has got a yellow canister, and I don't know what he's done it in. Which is the thing for people who play the Division. There's a PvP element called the Dark Zone, where the virus is heavily, so you go in with a mask on, and you pick up gear, and the gear goes in this biohazard container that you're carrying around, and then you put it on a helicopter to get out. And if you're killed, you drop it, and then other people can pick it up. That's how the PvP works in the game. But they've got the yellow container on their back, and on the shoulder strap you can see the little orange Division style digital display. I mean, it's just like a little orange circle, but it's just those sort of key things that you notice on the miniature when you look at it, going, yeah, he's sort of brought out the feeling of that video game on these 4 miniatures that have been painted up.
Wow. I mean, it's some beautiful work. Did you see the somebody took a couple of the miniatures, was it Spectre? I think it was Spectre, and made them into like Santa Claus?
Yes.
Green stuff.
Yes.
And
yes. It's 3 of the Spectre minis. I think it's one of the TR task force operators with the Mini G.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an M244. It's the Mini. It's the other one. I think the other one's got the auto shotgun. And I think the other one's got the grenade launcher.
They look really good. I mean,
it was like
what people can do out there. It's truly amazing. Oh, also, before I forget, we hit 100 subscribers or followers on our Facebook page, which means we will be picking a name for a copy of Skirmish Engine Rules. Colin graciously offered up a copy as a prize once we hit 100 followers. So in the next show, we'll announce our winner when we get the whole command team back together. And that will be exciting. There's a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe from those guys too over at Radio Dish Dash. So is it Radio Dish Dash or are they Dish Dash Publishing now? They keep changing their name.
I still know them as Radio.
So I just know them as Skirmish. It's easier that way.
So, yeah, it's doing the scanning. I mean, the other thing as well is if we can hit 100 YouTube subscribers, which we have picked up some more of, we'll get our own YouTube domain.
Do we really?
YouTube won't give you like a yes. So it'll be YouTube/sitrep. They won't give you that until you hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. Okay. So for people who haven't subscribed on YouTube, please subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, please.
Then we can get that, and that'll be something else that we can add to the ticky boxes that we're trying to get.
So then this leads me to a question. What can we do for you guys out there to enhance the programming for you guys and, programs, videos, anything you would like to see? We definitely want to do some live shows to get some interaction between us and you guys out there as well. 2019 is a big year for this podcast because we set the foundation last year in the short few, what were we up, 4 months maybe? And now that we've built on that foundation, we're ready to just build up and up and grow this channel. And if you notice, we've kind of changed our name a little bit. It's no longer SitRep Podcast, the Modern Miniatures Wargaming. It's now Modern Military Wargaming or Modern Military Gaming, because we've decided we want to encompass everything, gaming-wise, outside of just miniatures. There's such a wide world of gaming, related to modern military, that we wanted to make sure we are inclusive to everybody, because there's some of us that still like to play the old hex and counter games. I just got 2 more in this week. I got the starter kit number 1 for Advanced Squad Leader from Multi-Man Publishing. So one of our subscribers actually reached out and said, "Hey, I have the first kit. Would you be interested in it?" So I got that. And then I got an old Avalon Hill classic game called Gunfighter. So I can't wait to give that a good try too. So there's all, so we wanted to be inclusive to everybody. We might even do a little bit of video gaming. I'm not a video gamer outside of one game that I play, but I know, Ralph, you play some video games, and so that might be something.
I do. I play the time sync that is World of Warcraft, but I do play other things. I play the Division when I install it and uninstall it, and Ghost Recon Wildlands. And I've been playing Splinter Cell again. So,
do they give you ideas for scenarios?
It's just putting the stuff on the PC to play. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yes. But yeah. I mean, there's all sorts out there to do with modern gaming, or gaming in a modern setting, or a near future setting. 20, 30 things like that. That so it's still within sort of this realm. It's not not laser guns and things like that, but there's lots out there. I mean, the obvious thing as well is Black Powder Red Earth, who Spectre did the collaboration with on the miniatures. They're producing their own board game this year. I think it's coming out this year, but they're also producing an animated series as well, which was mentioned on their Patreon. They've been just over to Japan to discuss, and they've put up some storyboards and stuff. So we will see Black Powder Red Earth coming as an animated show.
Excellent. So a little bit more on Ghost Ops. I don't have my book in front of me. So Ralph, if you have yours here, who is the author, the creators of that game?
It's James. Let's have a look, because James did reach out to me.
Because we're going to get them on the show at some point.
Yeah, definitely. It was. Let's have a look. I've got their group open here. James. Is it Grantry?
Yes.
Grantry. James has reached out because we've mentioned Ghost Ops a couple of times in some of the previous kits. So what I'm going to be doing, hopefully within the first quarter, we'll get the streaming of the game set up. I've just got to work out times and getting some players. So I'll be posting probably on Tabletop, but also on our Facebook page, looking for players. And then we'll take it from there. James has kindly said if people haven't got the rule book, it would be nice if people do have their own copy, but if you haven't, we will sort it out where we can get you a PDF copy of the rules to the players, so people will have a copy of the book. Then as well, we'll post up the streams on YouTube, and we'll link to the official Ghost Ops group as well. But yeah, so that's the plan. Will be within the first sort of quarter, maybe a little bit longer. We'll try and get the stream up, and then we'll take it from there, because it's just getting people together is going to be the main thing, I think.
Yeah, I think
especially if we have just people across the world. Yeah, just working out time zones and things like that.
So with that in mind, how many players are we looking at for this? Are you thinking?
5, I think, probably would be the max.
So 4 and the game master.
No, not including the GM.
Okay.
It's 5 like a 5-person.
Is it
team.
what is the GM called? Handler? Is he called the handler in this? God, which one? I can't.
I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, I would just say Dungeon Master or Games Master, GM. I think a lot of people who have never gamed before understand that reference more than handler or manager or things like that. Because as I said, and this might upset purists, is when I run a game, I'm not one stickler for the rules.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are there as a framework. I'm more interested in the story and having people engage in the story and have fun. So if they're having fun with the story, then
Yeah, excellent. So I'm also thinking about
browbeat people with the rules.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking about creating a soundboard for effects to add to the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah.
I might reach out to what's his name? The guy over at Sirenscape and see if he's got anything. We've what is his name? Chris? Is it Chris?
I can't remember his
I
name.
can't
I know
remember off the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
I talk to so many people each year. So Sirenscape does all the audio effects for like D&D and Pathfinder and Starfinder. So I don't know, maybe we can get something going with him for Ghost Ops as well. Anything to add to the atmosphere of the game. So we're looking at roughly 5 players, not including the GM. So do you want people to start reaching out to you that are interested in?
I'll put something up near the end of this month.
Okay.
Just we'll get Christmas. We're at the back end of Christmas and people back up.
Yeah.
In work and things before reach out and start.
Okay.
Doing things. I want to also get some stuff planned out, so there'll be something there more than it's an idea. Some additional information on where people are, where the characters are going to be within a organization, so to say.
Sure.
And it just gives people an idea and a thought on how they're wanting their character to be. And then we'll take it from there. What I may do as well is I may do something called a Session 0, which we may record, we may not. That would be an introductory, shall we say, a session to get people used to using Roll20.
Yeah.
It's
no,
not
that's a good idea.
But it gets people used to using it. Feel the dynamic of the group as well.
Yeah. Are you
and
gonna
make sure everybody's comfortable with engaging in that platform, but also making people aware that we will be streaming it, and that's going to be the main thing. Is we are going to stream, so we're going to record it. So if people are not comfortable with that, then
that'll be one of the criteria if you want to participate. Is that you understand that everything would be possibly streamed and recorded, and I'm assuming you'll explain time commitments and all that. I don't know if each session's going to be a one-off or is it going to be a continuing. So, we go from one session to the next and it's just a continuation of the campaign or missions. So you'll work all that out.
Be a campaign. So it's going to be a typical role playing. We will have a campaign. There'll be an overarching story possibly with things interlinking in it. And if people want to continue beyond how many other sessions it runs to, because I wouldn't say that it's just going to be 4 sessions. I would say, right, here's the beginning of the story, here the end is here, this is how we get there from my point of view. Let's not say, I will not try to condense everything into 4 sessions. What we might do though is say that it's probably going to be maximum of possibly 3 hours.
Okay.
Because the D&D game I play in is from 7:30 till 10. It's what we do. My Star Wars game was the same, so between 2.5 and 3 hours, gaming. It's also great sitting for 8 hours. And I've done that. I've done all night role playing a long time ago. Sitting around the table playing playing games. So we've done that, but then I know people's time are precious and things like that. So it's having that ability to say, right, for 2.5 hours to 3 hours a week or bi-weekly, we can make that decision as a group what people are comfortable with. This time slot's going to be used for that.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to definitely think about the runtime of an episode, because you get too long, you're going to lose people watching.
Yeah.
So even if we plan out, let's say 2.5 hours, that first half hour could be just set up and getting everything together, and then you go live at the 2 hour mark, and then you play for 2 hours. So we'll figure it all out. It's amazing possibilities for the future.
Yeah.
For this, I'm very excited. It seems like a great game. I've already kind of been planning out, kit and loadouts. As long as I have C4 and explosives, I am
blow
good.
Things up.
Blowing up something every day is a good day. So that's one of our big projects for this year, 2019. And then, like I said, we'll be doing some painting and some unboxings and reviews. Now, we want to make sure everybody understands that our reviews are our own opinions, and they will be our honest, not influenced by any manufacturer whatsoever, because we are totally independent. We want to make sure. I had somebody question that at one point, just because we had some people on from different companies for a couple episodes, and we just want to make sure that everybody knows we will be honest in our reviews. We will be kind. We're not here to slam anybody or anything like that, but we will. We are kind of like going to be your eyes and ears, your recon, if you will, into new products that come out as we can get them in our grubby little hands and tell you what we think of them. And, just be a good source for you guys to see where your interest lies. Because we know some people, money is, tight, and they only have a certain budget for hobbying, and we want to make sure that they get the best value, the best bang for their buck, euro, pound, whatever monetary system you use. So that is, something that's very important for me, is that this is a resource for you guys out there in the gaming world that say, hey, what do you guys think? This is our review, and we'll go from there. So that's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to doing this year as well. There's just so much opportunity this year, Ralph. Between the different game systems, I got an update from a Kickstarter I backed over a couple months ago. All those modern miniatures. What was that Kickstarter called? Oh boy.
Oh, is that the Marine one? The ones that came out with was it Marines or was it something else?
Let me find my email here, and it was Militia Miniatures.
Yes.
Yeah, Militia Miniatures, the one that had, and he just sent pictures out of the 1980s terrorists, and they look pretty good. So definitely you'll find a spot in all of our our stuff. Also, as an exciting item, if anybody did not know, let me pull up my Beast of War account here. Badger Airbrush. It is, what's his name? 55th birthday. And as part of that, they are doing a special sale on their airbrushes. So you can order any of their airbrush for $55.
That's cool.
So if you're looking for a new airbrush, I might buy two. If you're able to. I have to read all the rules. There's a big rules on here. But you have to send an email to a certain address. Go to Badger Airbrush Facebook page. It's posted there. So if you're looking for an airbrush, definitely check out Badger. And Badger's actually local to me. So they're only about 30 minutes from my house. So they make really good stuff. So if you're looking for a new airbrush, and you can always use one or two. So airbrush, and you can always. So I mean, I love using my airbrush as much as possible, and I'm definitely ready to upgrade. I think my Iwata needs some help, so it's been used and abused pretty good. So I'm ready to upgrade to some nicer ones.
Yeah, there's the other as well. Sorry, G, there was the other thing that was mentioned as well as Robert Salter's Table Salt games. have got a rule set coming out called Fireteam Echo, a cooperative tabletop war game for modern gaming.
Is that going to be miniature based?
That was.
Do you know anything
it's
about
miniatures. It was posted. We don't. It was posted up on the 27th of December on the Modern Miniature Warfaring Facebook group. In Fireteam Echo, players take the roles of elite forces, or similar to Team Teal 6. Gameplay is scenario-based and extremely deadly. If your down PC isn't stabilized before the end of the mission, he's KIA'd. The combat skill don't carry over to new recruits, so it's a little bit like a rogue, what's called a roguelite PC game. So there's games on like PCs where if your character dies, that's it. You've got to start from the beginning again. But this is a cooperative tabletop war game. It's a miniatures game, and it's coming out from Table Salt Gaming Designs.
We'll have to reach out to those guys.
Fireteam Echo 1.
And see if we can, find out more about this game and maybe get them on an episode as well. I'd be very interested in learning more about it.
But he posted this up. So there was people posting up, and it was posted up on the 27th of December.
Okay, so we'll reach out to them and see what we can come up with them. Just a big exciting year, guys. 2019 is looking very promising for the SitRep podcast. We've got new graphics come out. We're working on some other little surprises. I know you're working on a surprise today, Ralph, and I'm going to be creating some new theme music for the show. I got to sit down and pull up my composer and see if I can create some new music. And, remember, we're also featured on Tabletop on Fridays. Now, I talked to Sam, I think he's the content editor or manager. Can't remember everybody's titles these days. You know how they announced that they want people to have their own channel. So I'm trying to see if we can get SitRep to have its own channel on the Tabletop. So, we can have more stuff show there as well. But we're definitely going to be doing some live streaming on Twitch, and you can find us on Facebook and YouTube and Podbean and Google Podcasts and hopefully iTunes soon. And what else am I forgetting? Twitter? And are we on Instagram?
Yeah. No, I didn't create an Instagram.
Okay. But I don't know anything about Instagram. So
photographs. So it would be photographs, but with us mainly posting photos and stuff up on Facebook, it might be a little bit redundant, shall we say?
Yep. So, excellent.
But we can look into it.
Yeah,
no harm.
I'm kind of feeling old all of a sudden. What's Twitter? What's Instagram? When I was a kid, we had smoke signals and Morse code. So those kind of things. But it's a very exciting year.
Was that Chris in Canada's got?
Yeah, and then so hopefully on the next episode, Jim will be back from deep space, and Chris is out with spending some quality time with his son, fighting the rebels against the Empire and Star Wars Legion. So wish them luck as well. Do you have any last minute thoughts there, Ralph?
No, I think we've covered it.
Okay. Well, guys, gals, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, commandos, whatever your title may be, we want to wish you a very happy 2019. We are excited and looking forward to what this year brings for the SitRep podcast. And until we see you again, this is G and Ralph, and we're going to RTB, and we'll see you later.